Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. So today, this is a bit of a different video for me. I tried recording this once before until I realized that I wasn't recording at all. I didn't even press the record button. I thought I did, but I apparently didn't. Um, so, uh, basically, this is the 2023 Chicago mayor race. Now, for those of you who haven't heard anything about this race, you may be thinking, holy crap, this is a bunch of garbage. And you're correct about that. This race is just one hot, steaming pile of crap. Um, I mean, like, for the record, there is no really good, perfect candidate, good candidate in the race. Um, because this is Chicago. This is an area that gave Biden like 75% of the vote. This is not. Keep in mind, this is also one of the most dangerous cities in the country. It's one of the biggest Democrat areas of the country. This is truly one giant dumpster fire. Now, that being said, the current mayor, Lori Lightfoot, has been an absolute train wreck. Even Democrats, a lot of Democrats don't even like her at this point. As you can see here, look on Wikipedia, Lightfoot's administration, she's faced criticism because of rising crime and corruption. Um, she is like she's such a pathetic mayor that she has had clashes with J.B. Pritzker's administration. You are so bad that your own party, who, by the way, Pritzker is one of the most corrupt governors in the country, because you got to remember, Illinois is a very corrupt state. It has the most, almost every governor before Pritzker, or before Rauner and Pritzker ended up facing charges. There are a lot of jailed politicians in Illinois at the state level and also at the federal level. That being said, you're so bad that you are clashing with your own far left governor's administration. I mean, you literally cannot make this up. You are making enemies with J.B. Pritzker as a Democrat because you're too far left. That is not something I thought was possible, but apparently she is. Apparently, Lori Lightfoot said, "Hold my beer," or excuse me, "Hold my soy milk." Lightfoot basically, I mean, honestly, I don't see any way Lightfoot wins. Her approval rating is below 20, which is horrible. Might I add, this is in a city that in 2019 she won with let's go back. In 2019, she was elected over by almost a 5-to-1 margin. She won big time. I mean, she absolutely destroyed Preckwinkle. So, where do we stand now? Well, basically, the city of Chicago is in a rough state. For those of you who don't know, crime is through the roof. Everybody knows about Chicago's very dangerous reputation, especially South Chicago. Basically, what I'm trying to get at here, Chicago's in one of the worst states it has ever been in the city's history. Arguably worse than the late 1800s before the Great Chicago Fire, or even the Great Depression. Now, on to the candidates. It's becoming clearer by the day that Lightfoot likely will not make it past the first round, and if she does, she will for sure probably get clapped in the second round by whoever it is. So basically, a lot of these candidates have zero shot. People like Roderick Sawyer, King, Jamal Green. A lot of these people have no chance of winning. Same with Buckner. Um, Same with Willie Wilson. Basically, a lot of these candidates are just perennial candidates, like in disguise. There is one perennial candidate, and it's Willie Wilson. If you don't really care about this race, as Real American put it, if you don't care about this race and want to watch Chicago burn before you move out, Vote for Willie Wilson is a joke. Um, I'm joking about this. I do not advise you to throw away your vote like that. Make it count. Make sure the people there will actually have a good city to live in after you leave. Um, that being said, who are the candidates that are good? Well, currently for a while, this Chuy Garcia guy was polling pretty high. We go down here. He was now granted polls are almost completely worthless. We all know how accurate polls have been since 2016. Polls are very accurate, totally. I mean, just kidding. They're awful. Polls are awful. This is just a big hunk of crap. I don't even really know what this is. This is the most crack-headed polling graph I've ever seen. Chuy Garcia was polling very high. He was polling almost above 30, which for a mayor race when there's like 80 trillion candidates, when there's like 5 trillion candidates running, that's pretty good. That being said, slowly but surely, a guy named Paul Vallis has taken the lead and has become the front runner in the race. Now, Lightfoot is polling in second. However, I highly doubt she'll even come in. I highly doubt she'll get second. Who do I think will win? Well, at the very moment, it's hard to tell, but it's my guess is the second round is going to be between Paul Vallis and Chuy Garcia. That is probably going to be the second round. I can almost guarantee you that Lightfoot will not get second. She's definitely not getting first. She's definitely not get probably won't get second. Not definitely, but she probably won't. I think a lot of the more I think a lot of the Garcia voters who keep in mind Garcia is a very progressive candidate. That being said, Garcia isn't for Chicago. He's not awful. I still don't like him because I mean this is a big Democrat city. Really, nobody's perfect. I would pick Paul Vallis. Paul Vallis has, I believe he actually believes in like abortion restriction, which is kind of like my deciding issue. If I don't know who to pick, I usually go with who's toughest on abortion. And when you have a bunch of people who are, in support of unfettered abortion, like, Garcia, Lightfoot, Lopez, Sawyer, all the people on here, I usually go with the one who's the most restrictive on abortion, and that would be Vallis. He's also had some fairly conservative roots. He was hesitant to gay marriage up until recently, and he still kind of is, as a Democrat. This dude is kind of a blue dog, if you couldn't tell. That being said, I don't know if it's just a grift or if he's actually like a blue dog, because that's happened a lot where candidates will just kind of grift and act like a blue dog. Them's like kind of like Jim Oberstar. For those of you who are Minnesotans and who live on the Iron Range, you know who you Jim Oberstar is like a household name. I mean, the guy was famous. I mean, he served as the 8th District's congressman forever. Up until 2010 when he lost to Chip Kravach in the Tea Party wave. He was a longtime Democrat. He's kind of some part of me almost wonders if Vallis is like kind of like Oberstar, where he's just kind of a big grifter, and he's doing it now. Granted, Vallis's platform, if you take a look at it, I've looked at it. He's talked about things like like basically the grit and the meat and potatoes of how to win this race. He's talked about the meat and potatoes of cleaning up the streets, restoring order, bringing back safe streets, cleaning things up, making the city clean, like basically basic stuff that any mayor should do. Improving the streets, reducing crime, because crime is a major issue in Chicago. Um, so overall, this is going to be an interesting race. My final prediction is that so basically my prediction is in the first round, Paul Vallis and Chuy Garcia will finish in the top two. Paul Vallis will receive 19% of the vote. Garcia will receive 17% of the vote, and then thus triggering a runoff in April. In the April, when is it? April on the April 4th runoff, if there is one, which my prediction there is. So on the April 4th runoff, Paul Vallis will win by 10. Paul Vallis will win 50 to 40, or 51 49. My guess is it's going to be a close race. between Garcia and Vallis. But that being said, I still do think Vallis is favored. This could be very wrong because I don't really think he has as big of a lead as the polls say he does. We don't really know. Like, we'll have to start looking at second round polls because this is just crack-headed and I can't really read what's going on here. And also, these are polls. That being said, I believe Vallis is the narrow favorite to win the mayorship at the moment. Do I necessarily care that much about this? Kind of, because Chicago used to be a beautiful city and I want it to be good again. Vallis, while not being perfect and not being like super based or anything, is kind of he's a step in the right direction. I mean, he's not great, but he's not horrible. Like, he's not good, but he's not bad, but he's also not like great either. I don't know. He's weird. He's in the middle. That's all I have to say. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Comment down below who you would pick in the Chicago mayor race. If you live there. If you live there, let me guys know, who do you think is gonna win based off analysis. For those of you who are from the Chicago area, personally, I do not live anywhere close to Chicago, so I would have no idea because no, I would have no idea who's gonna win. Um, all I know is Lightfoot is highly unpopular, even within her own vote area. Like even with her own like vote bastion in South Chicago, which is where she dominated. As you can see, like, I mean, she absolutely dominated in that part of Chicago last time. She's not even popular there anymore. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.